Hello everybody, this is the tutorial for Lab 3.0 Food Choices. So you can access it from Labs folder on Schoology. You click on this one and then you go and click on My Document. After you do that, you will have this document open. So as you see, the lab description is given here. This is a website that we are going to use as a reference for our accurate point allocation system. As you see, we have done it already in inquiring and analyzing. We are going to refer to this one again for our accurate point allocation. And here we have the starter code. You guys need to make a remix of this project. For me, because I'm on my account, I'm going to make a copy. So you make sure that you are signed in. You see your username here, and then you will have the remix button here. If you are not signed in, you will not be able to see the remix button there. So I'm going to rename this one. So I'm just going to say that this is the tutorial. Okay. So first I'm going to explain and show you what the behavior of the program is in the beginning. So the starter code, when you click on a green flag, it will take you to the home page and there will be a button. So if you click on start, it will have Pico. Right now my volume is on 0, so you can't hear Pico talking. So it will appear there and it will explain the instruction. If you click on help button, it will tell you what needs to be done, but as I'm here explaining it, maybe we can skip that one. So let's look at what is existed here. First, let's go to the stage and look at the backdrops that we have. As you see, we have one welcome page here and the other one is called blank. So we have two backdrops. One is called welcome, the other one is blank. Let's look at the sprites that we have in here. So if I zoom out a little bit, you will see that we have many sprites here. One of them is question. Let's go and take a look at the question one. So as you see, for the question one, the sprite that is called question, so we have two costumes. The first costume is called question one. The second one is called question two, that we are going to edit it. So same for options. If you look at the option one, actually we have again two costumes, but they're not edited completely. The first costume is done for you. So we have done the first costume, which is related to food question. And I have option 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 appear there. So as you see, we have one sprite for question. As I'm clicking on it, you see that where it is appearing, right? And one sprite for option 1, which is blinking on the stage. Option 2, option 3, option 4, option 5, option 6, and 7. So each of these sprites come with a starter code that you need to edit that starter code. But before editing the starter code, we want you to edit your costumes. So in this lab, we need you to have only two questions. The first question is done for you and point allocation also has been reflected. We want you to do the second question. So first question is about evaluate your food choices, right? So once you start the program, these are going to be on the stage. And once you click on any of these, we want you to make the program so that everybody here changes their costume to costume number 2. So when we start the program, everyone starts with costume number 1, including the question sprite and all the options sprites. So everyone is wearing costume number 1 when we start the program. And once any of these buttons are clicked, everyone is going to change their costume to costume number 2. That's why we need to have two costumes for every single of these sprites. So let's change the costume for our question first. So we already have the first question, as you see, it's here. Second question is this one that we need to edit. From where are we going to edit it? We are going to go to the website that I talked to you about it, right? So, okay, let's go and set our second question to this one. So I'm going to copy it and I'm going to just paste it in here. Oops, I need to delete this one first. These stars I will delete, and then I will put that one in because I have put it in next line, so I just edit it and so that it appears here. The member of your household. Okay, number of the people in your, or you can just edit it and say number of people of your household. Or to make the sentence look better, the phrase, we can say number of people in household. Okay, this is my second question. To be consistent, okay, we can also name them question 1 and question 2 here as well, right? So now I'm going to go to option 1 and create the second costume for this one. We already have the costume here, right? So let's be consistent and name this one also option 1 for Q1. Okay, so that's option 1 for Q1. So this one is going to be called option 1 for Q2, right? So let's give descriptive names. So this is option 1 for Q2. So as I said, our options are going to be edited based on our reference, our website, right? So here, as you see, my option 1 for this one is saying live alone, right? If you live alone, that is the first option for the next question that we want to put in our CFC. So I'm going to go and say, okay, so for this one, my options should show only one person, right? One person. Quickly. So I'll do the same thing for the others as well. So the other options. So option 2. Now again, I'm going to change this one to option 2 for Q1. Okay, I'm being consistent with my naming. So now I need to duplicate this one and create option 2 for Q2 as well, right? So I just need to change this one and put the thing that I need in there. So for option 2 for Q1, I already have it there ready. For option 2 for Q2, I need to edit it. Let's go and look. Option 2 for the second question, that it happened that we chose the number of the people in your house, we're going to say if you're sharing house with one more person, that means how many people live there? 2, right? So my option should be 2 people. Okay, now I'm done with option 2. Let's do the same for option 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm doing the same. Again, I'm changing the naming for this one. So this one, what will the name be? So it will be option 3 for Q1, right? So the second one, I duplicate it. So it automatically changes it option 3 for Q2. I just need to change this one because my option 1 is already set to food choices. My option 2 needs to be about number of the people. Let's go to website. Option 3 is if you share apartment with 2 other people. That means 3 people in total. So I am just going to type 3. Okay. Next, let's go to option 4. Again, I'm going to change this name to option 4 for Q1. Okay, and I duplicate this one. So it automatically changes it to option 4 for Q2. Now I'm going to change it. What is my option 4 in my website? So my option 4 is if you share apartment with 3 people, that means I have 4 people in total living there. So I just edit the text for 4 people, right? And then next one, again the same thing. Let's rename this one option 5 for Q1. and then we duplicate it. And as you see, my option 5 will be you're living with 4 other people. That means 5 people in total. So I need to change the text for second costume. So it becomes 5 people. Okay. So as you see, I'm not editing the first costume. I'm editing the second costume, guys. So pay attention. When you're editing, you just edit the second costume. You just change the naming for the first one. Let's go for option 6. By now, you know already that we are going to do the change of name, option 6 for Q1. And then we duplicate this one. And we know how many people, right? So we're going to have, this one will be 5 people. I think we already had 5, right? So 5 is already there. Yes, 5 is already there. We are going to have 6 here for option 6. So this becomes 6 people. Okay, I don't know how to type people. Yes. And then I go to this one. Same drill. So this becomes option 7 for Q1. This is the naming for the first costume. I duplicate it, and then I know that for this one I have to be inclusive, right? The options should be set in a way that they include every possible answer so that the user can pick anything, and it doesn't matter how many people they are, they should have all the possible answers in there for the user to pick from. So if I have, for the first one is 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, 6 people, this one should be 7 and more. 7 and more. Okay, so we are done with change of costumes. Now we need to go to code the things, right? So let's go to the code and study it first. If I go to the stage, you will see that I have, when green flag clicked, broadcast starts. So this is our contract, having one green flag only on the stage and creating a message named start to start other sprites in the program. So our score is a variable which is set to 0 in the beginning, and we make sure that we are switching the backdrop to welcome page in the beginning. Okay. And then here I have, when I receive show food choices, food options, it switches backdrop to the blank page, which makes it blank so that other sprites can show on a clear stage. And this is for the Pico. When Pico speaks, this stage is doing the speaking job so that the Pico can show and can say things in a speech bubble. So the audio is being assigned to the stage to set Pico free so that Pico can have the speech bubble to say things. Let's look at Pico. And as you see here, the things that Pico is saying is put inside a speech block, say block actually. So it gets shown on the stage as a speech bubble. So when food option is received, it's setting the size of Pico, and then it's making it to go to the front and shows, and then makes sure that it goes to the right position. And this actually broadcast speak makes the stage to start saying this one, right? So when I receive a speak, you see here, right? So that is for that purpose. So there are 2 jobs being done. One is the text is being displayed by the speech bubble by Pico, and the other one is the audio coming out, right? So the stage takes care of that one. And then after it's done, it hides. So I made it say for 7 seconds so that it is actually matching with the length of the speech block. And then it hides and then says done with speaking, broadcast done with speaking. So actually this is the first thing that happens in the program, so we should put it at the top. And when I receive a speak, repeats next costume for 20 times. So this is to make the Pico open and close its mouth so that it shows that Pico is moving a little bit and the mouth is moving, so that it is for the animation part. Okay, so let's go to start button. In the start button, you see that we make the start button to go to the center of the stage in the beginning when receiving the start message. Show and wait for 1 second. I don't know why I put this one here. Maybe we don't need it. You can throw it away. And then, oh, I know why. Because after we receive, after this sprite is clicked, I still want it to be there for some time and then hide after 1 second after I clicked it. So when this sprite is clicked, this one is the responsible one for broadcasting show food options, and then it makes this guy to go away. So this wait is therefore just to make sure that the start button doesn't go away right away. So it just waits for, lingers there for a second, and then after broadcasting, it can go away. Okay, now we are going to start coding our stuff, right? Let's go to the first question. So as you see, the question that I have in here, in the beginning, we hide it because we don't want it to show on the welcome message. So when we receive a star, we want this guy to hide. So that's why we have this code here. And when this sprite receives show food option, it goes to the direct to this position that we have put this question sprite there, and then it switches costume to question 1, and then it shows. This is the first thing that happens, right? Okay, we are good so far. Let's go to the option 1 button, and I'm going to code a few of them for you, and hopefully you'll be able to code all of them. Maybe I can code all of them for you. Let's see how it goes. So for option 1, let's go and study the code. So when, again, this sprite receives stars, it hides because we don't want this to appear on the welcome page. When received show food options, it goes to exactly this position. So please do not change these numbers. As you see, we have put these sprites in the right position, and we have set the x and y coordinate to certain amount so that they appear in the right place. Please do not change these for any of these sprites. So, okay, when received show food options, it goes to this position and it switches costume to option 1 for question 1, and it shows. And then this is the point allocation for the first question. So you're not changing it. You're not changing this one. However, we're going to do something else with the rest of it. So when my question 1 is there, let me restart the program. When my question 1 is on the display, right, I want everyone to wear the right costume, right? So this code is there for option 1. And as you see, because I have that code in there, when the first question appears, it has the right costume. And then I need this one to send the signal to everybody else to change their costume to costume 2 when this is clicked, when this is clicked, when this is clicked, when this is clicked, when this is clicked. So it doesn't matter which one is getting clicked. I want everybody, including the question sprite, change their costumes when any of these sprites are clicked. That's why I have this block here. When this sprite is clicked, first I have to allocate my score number to the score, and then make sure that I am changing my costume. Okay, let's see how we are going to do that. So because I have the costume number here that can help me to tell me which question I am on right now, we can make use of that one, right? So if you look at the looks, we have a built-in variable which says costume number. And we know that if my costume number is equal to 1, actually I am on question number 1. So I can quickly bring that in, and I say if it happens that I am on question number 1, how do I know that? I can check the costume number. If it happens that my costume number is 1, I already know that I should change the score by the amount that I already gave you, right? But then I also need to create a signal that the question and everybody else here can hear it so that they can change their costume, right? So what should I do? Can I create a broadcast that says go to Q2? How about that? It should help, right? So I have now a piece of code that tells me what to do if this spread is clicked and I am on question number 1. How about question number 2? What can I do? I can easily duplicate this one and I say, if I am on question number 2, that means the costume already got changed to costume number 2, then set your score to something, and then instead of saying broadcast to go to Q2, in this case, because we want you to only have 2 questions, you can say, once I'm done with answering the second question, I can say, I am done with all the Q's or all the questions. Done with all the questions, okay? So now I can make use of these signals to change the costume for this guy only, right? So I can say when I receive, go to Q2, what to do? I can say switch costume to option 2. Did I? Option 1 for Q2, right? I am on option 1 and this one says switch costume to option 1 for Q2, right? And when I'm done, what should I do? When I'm done, I should make sure that this guy gets hidden, right? So I'm going to say when I receive, I'm done. Where's done? Or done with all the questions, I can just make it hide. So I can just make it hide. So this is the logic for all the options that we're going to use. So how about this one? If I am on question number 2, let's change this one. If I'm on question number 2, right, number of the household, and then if I am clicking on option 1, let's change this one as well manually. If I'm on 1 person on Q2, how much score should I add to my score? From where do I find it? Of course, I can go to this website and look for 1 people. How many points do I need to add? 14 points. So that is where that 14 is, that number is coming from. So I'm going to do the same for option 2, option 3, option 4, option 5, 6, and 7. Okay, I am going to put this in my backpack. Okay, and I'm going to put this and this in my backpack so that I have the code. I will do the same for this guy. So I know that I need this one. I'll keep this one away. I will bring this one here. Okay, I'll move it down. I'll move it here. So I know that my score should be 2 for question 1. So that's why I kept that one there. So now I don't need this one. And this one needs to be edited, right? So 2 people, right? This is the 2 people one, option 2. If I go and click on this one, you will see that this is 2 people, right? So for 2 people, I need to add how much point? Let's go and check. For 2 people, I need to add 12 points. So let's add that one. And then I'm going to bring this one in, bring this one in. So normally they go up. So I'm going to bring them down here. Okay. And I'm going to show you how to organize your code. Okay. If you don't want to get lost with your code, you have to organize your code from the top to the bottom in a logical and orderly manner. What is happening first in my program? That's the start one, right? So you put this one first. What's happening next? Show food option happens next. So that comes next. And then it happens that it is possible that I click the sprite. So if my sprite is clicked, I have to check for costume number 1 first and then costume number 2. And then if it happens that this message gets broadcasted, then I have my switch costume for option 2 for Q1, option 2 for Q2, right? So I have to have that one, right? Make sure that you have the same, naming that is matching this one. So this one is option 2, so we should change it to option 2 for Q2, right? And then because this is option 2, right? So, and this is question 2, it says go to question 2. And then when I receive done with all the questions, it should hide. There's one thing missing in this code that I want you to think of. How is it different from this code? Do you see? Well done to those people who have spotted it. So here, when I start my option 2, I also need to let this guy know which costume it should wear in the beginning of the program. So I say switch costume to option 2 for question 1. So remember, first we start with question 1, and this sprite is option 2. So that's why we say, hey, option 2, wear your first costume, which is for question number 1. So we have to make sure that we have it ready for all our sprites. So I'm going to do the same thing quickly for the other sprites, for other options. Okay, again, I'll keep this one here for a reference, for my reference. I'll bring this one in. I'll move this one down. Okay, I don't need to change anything but this number here. And I also need to change this one. So if I'm on option 3, that means I have 3 people there, right? So if I go to costume, you will see that 3 people, right? So I have to change this number. I'm going to check it on the website. So it says that 10 points. Okay, so I'm going to add 10 here. And then I'm going to, as I said, I have to tell it to wear the right costume in the beginning. So I have to say, hey, when I start the program, wear your right costume for question number 1. And I have to bring this one in. I again organize my code in a organized manner, orderly manner. So I say when I receive go to question 2, I should change my costume for option 2, switch your costume to option 3 for Q2, sorry. Option 3, because I'm on option 3 for Q2. And I also need to bring this one in, which says when I'm done with all the questions, hide. Same thing for the others. Let's do that quickly. Again, I'll keep this as a reference. I'll bring this in. Okay, I'll organize my codes. I know that this one should be 6, so okay, I remove this one. Now I need to look at, this is option 4. Option 4 means 4 people, right? Option 4 means 4 people. So let's go to the website and check. For 4 people, I need to add 8 points. So 8 goes in here. And I need to start with the right costume. So let's bring that block in. So I say that wear your right costume for question number 1. And then I need to bring this one in. So it goes up. So you have to bring and put it in the right place. So this one should be when I receive go to question 2, I say, hey, option 4 button, go to option 4 for Q2, right? So I say option 4 because this is option 4. So option 4 for Q2. Okay, then I need to bring this one in and I move it down here. When I'm done with all the questions, hide. So this is the logic that happens repeatedly in other sprites as well. Again, I'll keep this one as a reference. I'll bring this one in, and then I know that for first question I should add 8. Okay, then I don't need this one anymore. Okay, for option 5, how many people? 5 people, right? Let's go to the website. For 5 people we need to add 6 points. Okay, let's go and quickly add that. So I'm on option 5, so 6 points here, right? I need to make sure that it starts with the right costume, so let's go and say switch costume to the right one. So wear your costume for question number 1 in the beginning, and then so I'm going to say when I receive, go to question 2, switch your costume for question number 2, and when I'm done with all the questions, just hide. Same thing. Let's go to option 6. We do the same thing quickly. So I keep this one as a reference. I drag this one in and move this down. Okay. So this is 10, right? For first question, I need to add 10. Okay, I kept that as a reference. Now, I need to check to see for option 6, that means 6 people. Let's go to the website, and it has 4 points for 6 people. So we go back and we add 6 points here. Sorry, I need to double check. Yes, 4 points. Sorry. So it's 4 points here. Okay. And then we say that you need to change your costume to question 2 costume here, and also you need to hide it once all the questions are done. Where did my code go? Did I copy it? I'm going to zoom out. Yeah, it is up here. So you see when you drag and drop, it's actually going out of the view, so you have to do a little bit of search to find it. Okay, we're done with this one, and the last one. So doing the same thing. So I keep this one as a reference. I'm adding this code from my backpack quickly. So this one is 12, so I keep 12 here and throw this one away. This one I need to check for option 7, which is 7 and more. Let's see what our website says. So if you share a house with more than 5 other people, 2 points. Okay, so 7 and more becomes 2 points. There we go. And then we need to bring this one in. So this should be the second costume again, question 7, option 7 for Q2, and we need to make sure that it gets hidden after all the questions are done. And one more thing that I forgot, do you know which one it is? Yes, here. I need to make sure that I switch to the right costume in the beginning. Okay, let's go and check our program now. So I think we did a good job here. So, okay, let's test it. Start. As you see, Pico is speaking. We have to wait for Pico to be done with his speaking. Okay, now I'm going to test it for the first button. Right, it works. Or everybody changed their costume when I clicked option 1. Now let's see if I'm on question number 2. Does that happen? I'm expecting everybody to hide. Let's click on that. Yes, it hides. But what happened to this guy? It's not hidden. What should I do? Right, I just need to say when I receive done with all the questions, I ask my question sprite to hide as well. Okay, so as you see, when we test the program, we can find the things that we forgot. Now we go and test our program for the second option, third option, fourth option, fifth option, and sixth and seventh option. Okay, so let's test it for the second one. Fine. Let's test it for the third one. I'm not patient to let Pico to be done with the speech, so I'm just going to click on the third one. Third one works. Let's go with the fourth one. Fourth one works. How about I just, no, I'm not going to remove this one. I'm just detaching this part so that Pico does not show in the program. Okay, let's start. I'm checking it for the fifth option. I'm checking it for the sixth option. Oops, there's something wrong. So my sixth option is not working fine. Let's go and debug it. My sixth option does not show the right costume in the beginning. So what should I do? I should make sure that I have the right costume on. You see that? I forgot that one. So in the test process, I figured that out and I can bring the block that was missing, right? So this is how you test your program. So I go and say switch for the first question in the beginning, right? Okay, let's go and test my sixth option now. Fine, it works. And let's test the seventh option. Fine, it works. Now, all the buttons are working. Now we want to make Pico to report the result. So simple. We go here and say, hey Pico, we have a signal in hand that says all the questions are done. We are making use of that. Conveniently, we can make Pico to say something, right? For some time. And you can use the joint block to say something. Okay? So you can put them inside each other and say, you scored. And then, what was the score? I can bring it from my variables and say, you scored this much, full stop. And then you can say, thank you. Maybe I don't need two here. Full stop. Thanks for taking the survey or for answering the questions. Okay, nice. So I'm going just to run it one more time to show you that it works. So I just say it for 3 seconds or 4 seconds. Okay. Oh, one more thing. We also need to make Pico show, right? So because it was hidden. So we have to make Pico show and then say this thing. Okay. I'm going now to start. First option works. Let's go with the second option. Works. Now let's have a combination of the options in first and second questions. Sorry, it was my phone ringing. Okay, so let's do this and this time. As you see, it is working fine. I hope this tutorial helps you to put your lab 3.0 together. Have fun coding. Bye-bye.